Okay, yesterday we were learning about Cholov Yisroel, Cholov Stam, Cholov Akum, and all that. So at the end, we ended up getting into the conversation about the utensils. Now we learned that Amos says in Shulchan Aruch that the utensils, because it's a rabbinic prohibition of not Cholov Yisroel. So again, a lot of people are lenient today with what's called Cholov Stam. But I'm saying if you take the letter of the law as is, so then the Ramah holds that the utensils need to be koshered. In other words, if you cooked something non-Cholov Yisroel in a pot, whatever, so then you have to kosher the containers. So we're learning about the pasteurizers. Yesterday we were learning about the pasteurizer, get up to 180 degrees. So how do you kosher a pasteurizer? Most of the time you run hot water through the pasteurizer. So then the water heats up to 180, so it became treif with 180, and therefore it becomes kosher with 180. Like we learned previous times, the way it goes in, that's the way it goes out. But there are opinions in halacha that say that's not valid enough to kosher things. To kosher things, it has to be get up to 212 degrees Fahrenheit at sea level. So therefore, according to many people, that wouldn't be 100% a proper way of kosher, let's put it that way. So now we're discussing that they stopped, but the OU used to write OUDE or OKDE. Now, again, I want just to emphasize that for those people that keep Cholov Yisroel, because the utensils are not Cholov Yisroel, so therefore they cannot eat those products. Why do they tell it for the people that don't keep Cholov Yisroel? What's important to know if it was on dairy equipment or not. So if something is actually dairy, then you can't eat it before meat, you can't eat it after meat. You have to wait 6 hours between meat and the dairy. But halachically, if it was only made in dairy equipment, but the thing itself is 100% pariv. So the din is, it's pariv, but you can't eat it together with with meat. You can't eat it with meat. You can eat it before meat, you can eat it after meat. The same thing, if you remember, we're learning if somebody bakes a cake in a meat oven that's clean, but was used within 24 hours, so then you can't eat that cake together with milk. You can eat before milk, after milk, but not together with milk. So they're letting you know that it's something that's used to say, they stopped it already, but used to say OUDE, they're letting you know that you can't eat it together with meat.
Now they put the OUD.
Now they stopped doing a D because it got too complicated with a lot of other factors involved. And now they write OUD. I'll tell you what the issue is. It's a very practical halacha also. Because what happens if the ingredients are actually pariv? Okay? It says OUD, but the ingredients technically are pariv. So what happens if this dairy food got mixed in meat? So there's a big difference if there's actually milk, dairy products in this product that falls into the meat, then you need 60 times the amount. If it's just because the utensils were used, then it's not going to make the kelim treif. So that's why it's important things to know with it. What?
Why is it preferable for someone who's Cholov Yisroel to not eat this?
If somebody Cholov Yisroel and you have to kasher utensils, the utensils were not kashered. And they don't usually wait, if they're not kashering it, they're not going to wait 24 hours in between to make it a proper kasher. What?
So the
What?
When the E was added and when the E was taken off.
There was a time there was no E, then they put the E, and then they took off the E.
When did that happen?
A number of years ago they took it off.
Why? What's the overarching reason for people who, for instance, would eat non-Cholov Yisroel,
Right.
not to be able to utilize their OUD because they don't even know. They have to read all the ingredients.
Right, so whatever, that's the way they do it. That's the way they do it, because...
The Vaad Yosef doesn't hold that you have to kasher the kelim?
No.
Only the Ramah.
Right. Because he holds it's rabbinic, it's this, whatever. But again, the Rama holds that you would have to kasher the kelim, so therefore it would be stricter. For those people that keep Cholov Yisroel, it would be stricter. Now there's another interesting issue with Cholov Yisroel, and that is milk powder. Now milk powder, yesterday when we started learning about Cholov Yisroel, we explained that the unofficial reason is, or the official reason is, because it might mix pig's milk into the milk, and therefore pig's milk is treif, and therefore it's going to be a mixture of kosher and non-kosher. So therefore there are opinions that hold, let's say butter doesn't have to be necessarily Cholov Yisroel. Why? Because in order to make butter, you can't have any other milk but cow's milk. You can't mix pig's milk in. It's not going to make it into butter. But that itself is not so simple. Years ago, by the way, many people that kept Cholov Yisroel properly, on butter they were lenient. But then later on, later generation, they became much more strict with butter because it became first milk. There's a lot of halachic reasons why. So 1 second. There's a question now with milk powder, okay? If it's possible to put pig's milk in it to make that process. So why is this relevant? Because there's certain OU candy, chocolates and things that have milk powder, but it's not necessarily Cholov Yisroel. But some people consider it like Cholov Yisroel, that it's not an issue. But the proper hechshedim, the good hechshedim, even at Yisroel, whatever it is, they will not use powdered milk from America, which is not Cholov Yisroel, in their products.
I heard shows in Mako, I heard what's the powdered milk and the candies.
The powdered milk, again, there are places that are Mako. The real good hechshedim are not Mako. But they're not Mako.
They won't write Cholov Yisroel on it though.
No. But now you have another issue, and this is a more contemporary issue. And that is, now you have video cameras. Okay? So now a lot of Cholov Yisroel companies, instead of having a mashgiach to go to the company, because we said again, only 1 or 2 companies have their own farms. So basically they go to a regular farm and they kosher the utensils and they make Cholov Yisroel. So now the question is like this. Today, so what do? You have to send a mashgiach. Sending a mashgiach costs money. So now we have videos. So many places, they have videos on the farms. Okay, there could be 5 farms that you're taking the milk from. And this guy is sitting in an office in a different city, and he's watching the way the milking is going on. Now he's not there. He's not present in the place. But he's watching it, so they can't do anything wrong.
It might be mashgiach better than the
Yeah, but now the question is that realistically called that somebody is watching the milking? Because if you remember, we learned many times concerning a microphone and videos, it's a mechanically reproduced voice. It's not the person speaking. So therefore, friends, you're going to hear Megillah Esther over the microphone, you're not Yaitzer. You're going to hear it over the telephone, it's no good because you're not hearing the original voice. It's a mechanically reproduced voice. So now the question is, if a mashgiach is watching a video on a farm, is that considered good or not? So there's a big controversy amongst even the very frum Rabbonim. Some people say it's good, some people say it's not good. It is an issue coming up because more and more the companies are doing it because they save a lot of money. You don't have to pay a mashgiach. Not only that, you have to pay him to drive there, the gas and the lodging and like this. You sit in your comfortable office. One guy could be watching 5-10 farms at the same time and just looking at the screens, and it's good. So that's an issue that will come to light in pretty soon, probably. Huh? No, according to those people, they'll write it's a Cholov Yisroel because the guy's watching the milking. The question is, halachically, is the guy actually watching the milking? He's just seeing a video. He's not. His own eyes are not seeing a video. What? 1 second. What?
What if it's a two-way video? So in other words, the farmers can see him as well.
That still doesn't make it. The question is that called the guy seeing it or not? Because it's still not you. It's you're seeing a video. I'll give you a simple example. If a guy in Torah law, I'm not talking about secular law. If a guy in Torah law saw a murder through a live video, okay, live feed. There's a camera, huh?
Closed circuit TV.
Closed circuit TV, whatever. A guy sees a murder. Is he allowed to come to testify that he saw the murder? First of all, even in the secular courts today, I was told that today you can fake a video.
Doctor.
The doctor, you can change it. So you can make whatever you want on a video today.
Yeah.
So you can show a guy in a video killing somebody when he wasn't even in the country. You know what I mean? So, but in Torah law, I'm just saying, in Torah law, when the Torah says you have to see it with your own eyes, the question is watching the video, seeing it with your own eyes. And seemingly it's not halachically considered seeing it with your own eyes.
Rabbi, what happens if they lose the internet? Goes down for an hour.
No.
Then you can't watch anything.
You mean with the milking? So then they have to stop the milking. Whatever. Then you get, what happens, the mashkiach doesn't. Listen, when they used to have Cholov Yisroel that they made here, now they have, but there was a time they made it, Shilas used to come up pretty often, the guy, this happened, not only that, because the din is, when the mashkiach comes, this says even Kiddush Chnach, the mashkiach comes to watch the milking, he has to check the vats before they start milking that they're empty. That there shouldn't be any milk from before. So not only does the mashkiach have to watch the milking, the mashkiach needs to make sure, this is in Kiddush Chnach even. He has to come, here. Here. At the beginning of the milking, he has to see that the keli is clean, it's empty. Otherwise, how do you know? It's chatchila b'diavad the makel. But again, what?
Lepo, we don't do that, right?
What?
If something was washed from the shkiach through cans, we don't make the tuna fish. For example, don't we have to have the fish roll, Yisroel?
Tuna fish would be easier, probably. I didn't look at the whole thing, but somebody sent me a while ago that there's some big Rabbonim, big Chabad Rabbonim that said the video was good, but again, it's lav dafka, that they said it.
So they write MT on the tuna cans because
Mashkiach Tamidi. No.
there. It's actually there.
Yeah, but the question is, if a guy watches it on video, can you write Mashkiach Tamidi? Over there, it's a fact. Did they mix in other fish or not? Here, there's a din, you have to watch the milking. There's a difference in the facts of halacha. Halacha by Cholov Yisroel says, Cholov shechol by Yaakov and Yisroel re'eyu. So the question is the video considered as if he saw it? By tuna, what's the shaila? Maybe they brought it when they're catching the big fish in the nets. Maybe there's treifa fish in there. So over there, l'chayra, video makes more sense that it's good. Because it's not, you have to see it. You have to know the facts that nothing else was mixed in. And you what?
How do we know as a consumer whether this was watched through video, lecture is given through video, or?
You don't know. But I don't think it's happening yet officially. It's not really happening yet. What?
They can't find it, they're doing it.
Yeah, but
They do it to watch for Shabbos, to make sure that it's a Jewish farm, that their Jews are working.
But again, that's a different story. That's to find out facts. Here the shaila is, the Mishnah says, if a Jew doesn't see the milking, it's nothing to do with they're afraid of pig's milk or whatever, right? But what's very important to understand is, this whole heter of Cholov Stam, that we say that the Moshe Feinstein was matter, that you can have, is only in America. Or maybe other countries, but not all countries. Because the whole basis of the heter is that there's government regulations, and if you mess up with the government regulations, you're going to get a massive fine. So because you're going to be getting a massive fine, and there's government regulations, so we're not afraid you're going to mix pig's milk in. But go to a country like Europe, where there's not necessarily such strong government regulations, or government supervision on all these things, so people can do whatever they want.
But they don't even have government.
There's no government, like in America.
Yeah.
So then it's a whole different. Then it's taken no heter according to all opinions.
Why is also not the touching is not an issue in wine? Why is the heter for?
No, because wine was a separate issue because of assimilation. Wine brings people closer together. So the Chachamim, wine that was poured for idol worshipping is biblically forbidden. Wine that was not mavoshel and open, so then If a non-Jew touches it, that's because of Exera, not because you bring you closer together. There's nothing, it's a different concept in Cholov Yisrael.